In 2011, the NBA had a new king. Not LeBron James, not Kobe Bryant, not Kevin Durant. It was a 22-year-old point guard from Chicago named Derrick Rose. He was the youngest MVP in NBA history. Explosive, fearless, and unstoppable. But just 1 year later, everything changed. And what happened next turned Derrick Rose into one of the biggest what-ifs in NBA history. Derrick Rose was drafted first overall in the 2008 NBA draft by the Chicago Bulls. And almost immediately, he looked like the future of the league. Rose had something you rarely see in basketball: speed, power, and insane athleticism. Defenders couldn't stay in front of him. He attacked the rim like a superstar veteran, even as a rookie. And in his first season, Rose averaged over 16 points per game and won Rookie of the Year. But that was just the beginning. Over the next few seasons, Derrick Rose got better and better and better. Until finally, in the 2010 to 2011 season, everything came together. During the 2011 season, Derrick Rose became unstoppable. He averaged 25.7 assists and carried the Bulls to the best record in the entire NBA. The Bulls finished with 62 wins, ahead of teams led by superstars like LeBron James, Dwyane Wade, Chris Bosh. And at just 22 years old, Derrick Rose became the youngest MVP in NBA history. Chicago had their next legend. Many fans believed the Bulls were building the next dynasty, but the next season, something terrible happened. In the 2012 playoffs, the Bulls were facing the Philadelphia 76ers in the first round. Chicago was dominating the game, but late in the fourth quarter, Derrick Rose drove to the basket, jumped, and landed awkwardly. He immediately grabbed his knee. The arena went silent. Rose had torn his ACL. Just like that, the Bulls' championship hopes were gone, and Derrick Rose's career would never be the same. Rose missed the entire next season, and when he returned, he was still good, but he wasn't the same explosive player anymore. More injuries followed, more surgeries, and eventually Derrick Rose left the team that drafted him, the Chicago Bulls. He would later play for teams like New York Knicks, Minnesota Timberwolves, Detroit Pistons. Even though Rose had great moments later in his career, the MVP version of him never fully returned. But in 2018, Derrick Rose reminded the world who he was. Playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Rose had the game of his life. He scored 50 points, and after the final buzzer, he broke down crying. It was one of the most emotional moments in NBA history, because everyone watching knew something. They weren't just watching a great game. They were watching a player who had fought through years of injuries just to make it back. Derrick Rose's career didn't go the way anyone expected, but his story is still unforgettable, because for one moment in time, he was the youngest MVP the league had ever seen, and fans will always wonder the same question: what if Derrick Rose had never gotten hurt?